To be introduced by J-Row, priceless. And Ken, Linda and I were at the Rose Bowl in 2001. What a half of football that was. And I know we're going to be back shortly under the leadership of Al Golden and his team, so we're excited about that. Wally and John, members of the Hall of Fame, is very, very special, and I'm privileged to stand here tonight to represent so many people that enabled me to do what I did, and it was a thrill for the U. You know, we're about family, and I'd like to take just a second, if I could, to say hi to my mom in North Carolina, who can't be with us tonight, and I've got my brother Mark and his wife Pam, and my favorite daughter Beverly, and her East Carolina pirate hubby Matt, and my son Cole and Kim, the parents of our grandkids, and coaches, my wife Linda, who looked good in the pictures, by the way, kid. But thank you all very much for your support and love and going forward. You know, the University of Miami was the first school in Florida to have a medical school. We were the first school that started a museum in South Florida. And in 1961, it was the first school to eliminate all racial barriers for admissions policies to the university. So it's no wonder... So it's no wonder when Alex Trebek makes the statement on Jeopardy, what was the first university in the United States to give a female athletic scholarship, that the answer was the University of Miami. And we're fortunate tonight to have the guy who really pushed this through, working with one of our favorite presidents, Henry King Stanford, and that's William R. Butler, who was the Vice President for Student Affairs. And I'd like for you all to say thank you to the guy really responsible for women's intercollegiate athletics at the University of Miami. Dr. Butler, would you stand and say hi? And while we're on first, the young lady that I had the privilege of giving that scholarship to is here tonight from Homestead, Florida, the Redlands Country Club, Terry Williams-Munns. Terry, please stand and give us a 4-iron salute. There she is back there. Hi, Terry. Thank you. You know, back in those days, in '73, Isabella Hutchison was our women's intramural director. She took over as our intercollegiate athletic director with the tennis team. Bill Diaz and his staff took swimming, and we couldn't find anybody that knew what they were doing, so I didn't either, so I took over the golf team. And those 5 years were absolutely fantastic for us. I remember preparing for the 1977 National Championship in Hawaii, and the favorite team was Tulsa, and they had been beating everybody all year, and the Golden Hurricanes thought they were, you know what. Well, it took our band of wonderful ladies, led by Kathy Morris, that you've met earlier, who won the National Individual Championship, and our gals won that title over the University of Tulsa, and I've always thought that it's always great to be able to tarnish anything that's golden in athletics. All right, it takes you a while. I know you'll figure it out. So then the next year we went to Haines City, Florida to play Greenleaf, where the ladies repeated and beat the Gators in their own territory, and they were favored. So Walt Kaszewski, thank you, buddy. We've got another one there. So Mom didn't raise no fools. I figured after 2 national championships I better get the hell out of the country, and I did. But before I left, there was one local recruit that I've been working on really hard, and I wanted to try to make sure that she came to the University of Miami. She did. She had a wonderful pro career. You've met her earlier tonight, the coach of our women's golf team, Patty Rizzo, and thank you, Patty, for making that decision to come to the U. So things were going well back in campus sports and recreation. We're having a good time. And then I got a phone call from this tall, dark, handsome athletic director that we had named Scooter Malios, who made me an offer that we couldn't refuse. And I talked with Dr. Butler and Linda and our staff about coming in as an interim basis on the men's golf team, and we said yes and enjoyed that. And we had 8 wonderful years. You met Nathaniel. We went to a couple of national tournaments. We went to Japan to play in a friendship golf tournament with 7 schools. But the secret of our whole thing was the community involvement and involvement with people. And we started an intercollegiate golf tournament at the Doral Silver Park Golf Course. And Dick Weiss, who is here, and Bob Bingham, and George Schaffner, who did rules and scoring, without their support, we couldn't have done what we did, because then, as it is now, Patty will tell you, you have to almost host a good tournament in order to get invited to other tournaments. So that was really important to us. So that was critical. And Dick, Bob, and George, I thank you very much. So in '88, I retired and got out of the golf business again. I got back to what I really loved. Not that I didn't love golf, but I got back into the wellness and recreation. We had a wonderful time. I got a chance to work with my new boss, Dr. Pat Whiteley, the wonderful staff at the Wellness Center. I met the sweetheart couple of the U, Patty and Alan Herbert, who have been so supportive of our Wellness Center, and it's really nice, and it's great. And I was most proud that we had the golf team so organized that when I left, Sam Jankovic hired the first full-time golf coach for men at the University of Miami, and that was a thrill for all of us. Unfortunately, that thrill didn't last long, because in 1993, the sport was dropped by an AD who will be nameless tonight. But ironically, the reason it was dropped was what we celebrated in 1973, Title IX, because he was trying to bring the scholarship and the funding back in line, and that's so sad. So tonight I want to pledge to you that I'm going to work with Blake James to do everything I possibly can to bring the men's golf team back, because we need a men's golf team at the University of Miami. In closing, let me just simply say, it's great to be a Miami Hurricane, and go Canes!
Good job, Norm.